Right. Hello, I'm with the Andrews for Tango Fiesta. Tell us about your game.
It's a cooperative 4-player roguelike action game. It's based in the 80s, all the great classic action movies brought to life in one game.
Yeah, I kind of saw some of the characters were like based off a few movies. Is that what you were going for?
Absolutely. When a year ago we were at Rezzed again, we did the jam there. We didn't win, but we loved the game so much that we decided to make a bit more of it.
It's not about...
But we got a publishing deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the art looks all right. I mean, the gameplay is actually really good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, I was playing with a few of your colleagues and we were doing better than them. Is that a problem?
It's what happens. Like, we make games that we're bad at, basically. We spend so much time just putting features in and checking them that we don't actually sit and play it, you know, and get good at it.
So what's your role in this?
So I'm the designer and sort of project manager, and Andrew's the coder. Sort of the brains behind the operation.
And the other two?
We got Brock there, who's art, and Gavin is audio.
Will there be any customization in the game?
Well, what we're hoping to do is we're coming to early access in like middle of May, and eventually we're going to have like full Steam workshop support, so people will be able to put whatever characters they want into it and make, you know, whatever movie they love, they can put it in.
So Terminator,
although I think we'll get there first.
Yeah, we've got to think of a name for it.
Yeah. Like we can't actually make it Terminator, obviously.
Yeah,
but you know, a big robotic killing machine that looks like
I saw like a Predator-like thing when you kill one of the objectives.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, you did get far then?
Yeah. Well, when I say I didn't, I was dead by then. It was.
So those predators will come in, but they'll target anything that moves. So they can help you, but they can also hinder you at the same time. But you just see their shots coming out of nowhere.
They shoot anything with a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like the real Predator then.
It is like a real predator. It also explodes when you kill it.
Yeah, we were playing it and they were telling us that once you kill it, it explodes, self-destructs.
Yeah.
And he started to panic and.
Especially because you can't see their bodies. It's like, oh god, where did it go?
See their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't pass the mission. We failed it.
Oh, you were very close there. You got into the third objective, right?
I think we got 2, and then obviously the Predator was just like, I can't have this.
They're pretty tough.
Has the Predator got a name?
Not yet. It's probably just, you know, a hunting alien of some kind, but we'll give it a witty reference.
Yeah.
The original Predator, the first one, it was going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme in the suit, but then he wasn't physically imposing enough because of Arnie and everyone else being massive. So we might make a reference to that, perhaps. You know, we might litter it with, you know, little bits of information.
You got any characters you want to see in the game?
The guys that are in there basically are my favourites, but I don't know. What do you want to see?
I'd love to see Tango from Tango and Cash.
He would be good.
It would be good.
Yeah.
I want to see Vasquez. We're planning on Vasquez. We're planning on Vasquez and Ripley. We're planning on Vasquez and Ripley from Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Roddy Piper would be great, but we need
From They Live.
Yes.
but we don't need to double check that was in the 80s.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Is there only going to be vehicles like tanks you have to destroy, or?
So yeah, we've in the very in the second version that we did after the jam, we put some like bonus levels with vehicles in, with something that we want to put back in some way. Mad Max is going to feature, like there's going to be some inspired stuff there. So that'll be lots of vehicles running around with big guns on top, and we'll see where we go with it. Plus there's always the classic sort of Street Fighter, beating up the vehicle stuff. You know, we want to homage as many games as we do movies, you know.
I was doing a bit of melee in there. I was next to the explosive barrels going, and I thought, this can't end well.
Dyson with that.
Yeah, I mean,
every barrel explodes, so I might put in an achievement for punching 5 barrels in a row without blowing them up.
barrel roulette.
Barrel roulette? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I better copyright that before you take it. Oh. No. So you're on Steam. Is it only on PC?
PC and Mac it will be. So early access in a month and a half from now, middle of May-ish. It entirely depends on how putting the online multiplayer in goes, because we don't really want to launch without that. You know, it's like we want to get people playing able to play with 4 players all the time. You know, that's really important to it. So
Sony's over there if you want to go and.
Well, you know, we've had a few like people sort of peek their heads around. Like we know Shahid, we know Phil Weymouth at Microsoft, we know Ed at Nintendo. So if it does well enough, you know, if it makes a name for itself, he was, then you never know.
What about tablets and?
It could work. We'll see what happens. It's in Unity, so it's not going to be too difficult to sort of port it across.
It's more the controls going over if we're going to go onto a tablet. Yeah.
So are these dog tags actually you, or are they just...
Yeah, we got one each. So that's me, British, birthday, roll, and Tango Fiesta. And then we've got one for each of the characters in the game as well that we're sort of giving away to special people across the... I can't seem to get to bribe the press. That's the problem.
Anyway, have you got any other questions for me? Because I played the game.
Well, yeah, you seem to be enjoying it. Is there anything you'd like to see from the 80s in there, like classic movie stuff?
I'm not sure, really. Because I'm not really from the 80s, but...
Any sort of classic heroes you'd like to play as?
Not really. I'd rather create my own and just go in there.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're obviously going to add Terminator and... Duke Nukem, is that a...
Well, Duke Nukem is actually basically a massive reference to Rowdy Roddy Piper's character in They Live.
Yeah.
All of these lines, like, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum and I'm all out of gum, is directly from They Live.
I think I can...
They took that line but flipped it the other way round in Duke Nukem.
I used to play that, so I got all the lines in my head, like, everyone want a cheesy line, I just say one.
Exactly, that's the thing, and that's what, like, the 80s, like, has so much relevance across the decades. Even now, people are quoting it, and like you say, you're quoting a game that quotes the 80s. That's fine. You still get the reference. So.
What about music? Are you adding that into it? Because all I heard was gunshots, and obviously.
Yeah, the music's in there, but the speakers aren't great. So we're referencing all the classic themes. You know, the Predator like instrumental, the Commando level that we're going to do next. It's Commando inspired. So many steel drums, all the steel drums. It's great.
I was thinking of the steel pans then, do you remember? That'd be a bit weird.
It would be a bit weird.
Caribbean music and
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of set like in sort of Cuban-esque islands.
Yeah, you can tell by the palm trees.
Yeah, exactly.
And I heard the players are randomly generated. They just pop out the ground.
Yep. They just kind of spawn, burst out the jungle undergrowth and all that kind of stuff.
A bit like a Rambo, then, isn't it?
Exactly. He'll be in there.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Is he going to be? Because he's like
Rambo.
Jumbo, I don't know, John Boy. Who knows? But yeah, all the characters are going to have, all the player characters will have like skills that are sort of sometimes kind of comedy references to the movies and things like that. But Rambo, obviously, he can just run through the undergrowth without being slowed down. But some of them might be a bit daft.
Where did you get your inspiration from?
Just the wonderful decade that is the 80s.
So you obviously watch a lot of
DVDs.
Yeah. It's great. Just every movie that was ever made in the 80s, we're going to hopefully get some sort of reference into, all the classics.
So is there any actually people who play this, or is this not out yet? Like,
it's not out yet. This is literally the first time we've had anyone play it outside the team. So
it's an honour.
It's very kind of you. It's been really like nerve-wracking initially, but people seem to be enjoying it. So really chuffed.
I mean, you got a massive queue there because of the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, we don't have any 3D goggle gimmicks.
How would that work on that?
I don't know. What would be funny is if you put it in and then we do a full screen shader and it just looks like the original Tron. Everyone's got like photo faces, but then everything else is like naffily coloured in. That would be hilarious.
I could do that.
We could do that. Feature creep.
So is there anything that's not in that you're going to add?
Loads. So one of the things that we had to drop for the show, loads. We've got so there's like a light XP system that we're going to build in, which is actually kind of there, but it didn't really make sense for the show because you're not playing it for a long time. But like you kill enemies, you get experience, and you upgrade your character's stats. There's cash that you get for killing, and then you buy new weapons and toys. So all the overpowered weapons will be like stuff you can buy. There'll be permadeath. So the leveling for your character is through your playthrough. If you die, it resets, but the cash that you've got and the guns that you've unlocked, that stays with you. The levels are procedural. We'll have bosses. What else? Crikey. Loads of guns.
Vehicles, guns, more guns.
More guns.
More
bullets,
guns.
More guns. All the guns.
Oh no, we've got grenades.
We've got, I mean,
There's just so much we can do with it because a lot of the groundwork's been done.
We've got like different ammo types. We've got like incendiary, explosive, homing, bouncing. They're all in there. We just chosen not to show them because we don't want to kind of, spoil everything. But
we can set any weapon to have any ammo. I love setting rockets to the shotgun.
Yeah. So the shotgun just shoots a buttload of rockets.
So we have a drop-down list. We can just say, right, the shotgun's now using missiles. You go into the game, and it fires out 6 missiles every time you shoot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So So we could put in some kind of like some
A randomised power up that just like gives you random ammo or something like that. Who knows?
changes your ammo. Like you could fire the Predator plasma shot.
Yeah.
Or something.
There's only going to be shops there that you can buy weapons and upgrades from.
Absolutely. So the broad plan, we're not like quite settled on it yet, but because it's all multiplayer, it's all co-op. You're going to be in the back of like an airship or like a massive Hercules plane on the way to the missions, and there's going to be like a guy dealing guns that you can unlock. You can change your characters, unlock new characters through the progression of the missions, all that kind of stuff.
So you'd be able to buy like an AI character to go with you on your adventure if you want.
Maybe, hadn't really thought about it, but maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, because we can't say yes or no. We're gonna have to put it in and try it out.
We've got plans for early access, and then beyond that, it's like the fans will decide. You know, it's like, what do you want to see more of? Like, what movie do you want us to reference next? What's the hero that you want to see us put in the game next? You know, and we'll sort of respond to that.
Yeah.
So from being from the 80s, do you expect like people from the 80s to play this game?
Hopefully, you know, that's probably like the core market. You know, people my age who like remember it and just like, oh my god, this is how games were promised they were going to be, but everyone went and made, you know, simulations and FPSs and stuff. I just like getting four mates together and just having a blast, you know.
That's the best bit in it. Is it got drop in and drop out co-op?
Exactly, yeah. But like you say yourself, you enjoy it as a game.
It's different because you play like all these new games that are like copies of a different game, just a different perspective.
Yeah.
Well, this I haven't really. I mean, those games. Well, I wouldn't say like it, but there's games that look down and you shoot, but this one has. It's different.
Good. That is a brilliant thing. We're really pleased.
So yeah, coming soon on Steam.
Coming soon on Steam, middle of May. Keep an eye out. Early access.
Just on PC though, not Mac.
PC and Mac.
Oh, and Mac.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks guys.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Follow us on Twitter at Spilt Milk Studio. Andref.
Yeah.
We got Let's Brock and G Harrison Sounds. Let's Brock. I know.
That is brilliant.
Too cool. It's really annoying. But also on YouTube, Spilt Milk Studios, we do like a daily dev diary. We're doing that, updating that every day, obviously, and we're kind of charting the progress.
Tango Fiesta hashtag, which is pretty much anything related, we'll whack on there.
Absolutely. If people got like a movie hero they want in or a scene that they want referenced, hashtag it, we'll spot it, we'll pick it up.
We're always monitoring it.
Absolutely.
Probably just ruined my life now. I'm going to go back, I'm going to watch every 80s movie, I'm going to find a character.
Please do. That's what we want.
Or if I have to go back in time and become a character, you know.
There you go.
That's probably a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.